Hey everyone, welcome back to the FYM Reacts podcast, The Lockdown. I am your host, Mr. Kevin Yates. I hope you are all going to enjoy the show tonight. I've got a great set list put together for your ears today, this evening, this morning, afternoon, whatever time it is in the world where you are. So first up today, of course, hope you're all practicing your social distancing. You've got to remain safe during these tough times. And with that being said, let's all enjoy some awesome music together, and hopefully we can put you onto some bands you may not have heard before. Now, the first band I have got lined up for you guys tonight is quite a well-known band, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, this band recently dropped a new single called Erase Me. This is Make Them Suffer. These guys are just another of those amazing Aussie bands that continuously have grabbed my attention, and I always find they're in a sort of similar vein to the likes of Polaris and Saviour. They sort of combine the elements of those bands. I feel they all sit within the ballpark of that. If you're a fan of your aggressive vocals, but then you also like a little bit of clean female vocals to break it up every now and again, then you're absolutely going to dig these guys. They are signed to Roadrunner Records, so obviously they're going to be absolutely banging. So I hope you enjoy this, guys. If you do want to follow them, I'll give you all the details straight after this one. Kicking off the show, this is Make Them Suffer with Erase Me.
Assassinate me. I'm not worth saving, so just erase me.
So that was Make Them Suffer with Erase Me. That is their latest single, which is available now. If you've not heard that before, make sure you go and get these guys followed and get sharing it. Add it to your Spotify playlist. It's an absolute banger, in my opinion, and it's probably the most favourite song of theirs that they've released to date. But if you want to follow them, you can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Make Them Suffer AU. Now, I'm going to bring the tone down ever so slightly now. These guys first came to my attention, was it over a year or so, maybe close to 2 years? I don't know, man. All of it just blurs from one into another. But this particular song is from their latest EP, Closure. Now, this is As Everything Unfolds, who are from London here in the UK. Now, they do also have a previous EP from 2017 called Collide, but this one is off their latest EP. And I do believe it was the first song I ever heard by this particular band. And I absolutely love them. If you're a fan of Dream State, then you're probably going to dig these guys. Now, their vocalist, Charlie Rolfe, is absolutely amazing. Both live and studio, they just absolutely kill it with their sound. And they're definitely one to watch. They're certainly making the mark in the UK, certainly right now. I'd say, obviously, just before we went into the whole lockdown. But I think you guys will really dig these. So if you do, please make sure you follow them. You can go and check these guys out at facebook.com/As Everything Unfolds, and everything they have is also on Spotify. So I hope you dig this one, guys. This is As Everything Unfolds with 1710. So that was As Everything Unfolds with 1710, taken from their latest EP, Closure, which is available now. As I said, guys, this is on Spotify and it is also available on all major streaming platforms, and you can find them on facebook.com/as everything unfolds. So get over there and go and support those guys. Now, next up, I have a band which came to my attention not so long ago. These guys are from the Czech Republic, and you would probably put these in the ballpark of melodic metalcore crossed over with a slight touch of hardcore, maybe ever so slightly death metal with the vocals. You'll see exactly what you mean when you hear this band, but the vocalist Jane Taylor is frankly amazing. I discovered these guys completely randomly. It just appeared in one of my recommended sections on YouTube, and just purely from the thumbnail I was like, right, let's get this featured on my YouTube channel. And that's exactly what I did. And ever since that moment, I just absolutely loved them. It was really cool because after I featured them, they seemed to enjoy the video which I'd put out for them reviewing the song. And then I'd had a look in their merch store, but there wasn't anything available to actually ship to the UK. So I asked the guys if there was a way of doing it, and they completely went out of their way to arrange for me to get one of their hats and one of their jackets sent out across here. I'm guessing that it was something that the band hadn't had anyone from the UK request before, so I thought it was amazing. You know, they could have said it's not something we've got available at the moment and we'll look into it, but they literally went all out and arranged it to get to me. And they put a bunch of other stuff in the order as well, and as a fan of the band, that really meant the world to me. So I'm just really, really pleased to be able to share their music with you guys. Now, if you do dig these guys, you can follow them on Facebook at facebook.com/staydownofficial. Now, this is their latest single, and this is No More Lies.
I want to burn in
of Stay Down with No More Lies. That is their latest single, which came out this year. So please be sure to go and follow them at facebook.com/Stay Down Official and show them your support. If you dig the stuff they do, man, buy a track online, buy some merch. It all helps to keep these bands going during this tough time we are all in at the minute. Next up, I'm going to show you a band which is very, very close to my home. Literally, this band is from my hometown of Lancaster here in the UK. Now, this is Passengers. I would say this is a cross between gent and metalcore. There's certainly some Deftones influence in there as well. And they're somewhat of a bit of a super group, really, for my city. Now, these guys are currently on hiatus, but I know there's always the chance that they could be coming back at some point. I know Aidan, their drummer, he's a big fan of having lots of different projects going on, so I'm sure the itch for him to bring the gent back is certainly going to happen at some point. Now, this particular song they did drop as their debut music video, but they do also have a lyric video as well. First track they ever released was Boundaries, but this is the second track which they dropped, which is called Faces of Janus, and it's absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love this band. I wish there was more than 2 songs by them, because it just absolutely slaps, to be perfectly honest with you, and it makes me proud to be from the same city as these guys and just have a bunch of dudes that have been good friends of mine for a long time just create amazing music. So if you do dig these guys, you can find them at facebook.com/Passengers UK. Without any further ado, guys, this is Passengers with Faces of Janus. Get ready for that dirty gent. Yeah.
Stuck
So that was Passengers with Faces of Janus. If you dig that, guys, please be sure to hunt out their other track out there right now, which is Boundaries, which they're both just absolutely badass. Again, you can find them at facebook.com/Passengers UK. Now we're going to take a trip back over to the place that produces, in my opinion, some of the best music in the world. Of course, Australia. Now, the vocalist in this song, I actually first heard her all the way back when she was featured in a song with We Might Fall. The song was called Down, and that was released back in October 2017. And although I always remembered that song, it wasn't until I heard this band and I was like, hang on a minute. She looks and sounds really familiar. And then after speaking with one of the guys in We May Fall, they explained to me that it was Alex Reid who was in their track. Now, she is in a band called Drown This City, and she is the lead vocalist. Now, these guys are from Melbourne. Now, both her cleans and her aggressive vocals, they've just got some absolute balls to it. And she's got some serious attitude as well. There is a music video for this one, so if you've not heard this before, and if you do dig it, I highly encourage you to go and watch the music video because it's just absolutely sick, to be perfectly honest with you. But if you do dig bands like in the sort of vein of North Lane, you're probably going to dig this, but I really do think there's going to be big things for this band. So hope you dig them. But if you like this, you can find them at facebook.com/Drown This City Band. All right, guys, this is Drown This City with Stay Broken.
To stay broken, quit, survive, and never make it out alive. She brought me here, she brought me here to die, yet somehow I survive.
So that was Drown This City with Stay Broken. Absolutely amazing song. It was one of those, the first time that I heard it, I just had to just sit here for a good couple of hours and just have it on repeat until I got sick of it. And in fact, I didn't get sick of it. I still love it. It's just amazing. So please go and follow those guys at facebook.com/Drown This City Band, and you can find them on Spotify as well. Now, while we were over there with an Aussie band, there's another band from Australia that I'd like to introduce you to. Now, for me, I feel like this band at times is like a cross between Parkway Drive and Attila, ever so slightly. But I think they have got quite a little bit more to them than what you might think when I mention those two bands. Now, I first discovered these back in March 2018, and it was the song Brother, which I checked out, I thought it was really cool. It had a sort of new metal edge to it, and I was like, fuck me, man, this guy can really spit some amazing vocals. Now, Brother, the song I did then, is much more brutal, I would say, than this particular one. But I think this is more, it shows you the dynamic of the band, and it's not them all about being insanely heavy, because they do have quite a lot to them. It was hard to pick between this one and Misanthropic, which is an amazing track. But this one does feature a female vocalist as well, Amelia Duffield, as most of you will know. I'm a big fan. If there's some female vocals in a song, then I'm usually going to like it. If it's of some seriously banging quality, of course. Now, this particular one is taken from their 2019 EP, Flesh and Bones. I would say with this band, they've got like quite a dark tone with them, but there's also a little bit of a familiar metalcore vibe, but I find them to be very, very modern, a very, very interesting band, and the one that I think are going to become a household name very soon, just like a lot of other Aussie bands have become, certainly over here in the UK. But if you do dig these guys, you can find them at facebook.com/TGITC band, and these guys are also on Spotify. So guys, this is The Gloom in the Corner with DIMA.
I just wanted to make you feel the same pain that I felt. Step left, step right, take it easy, one dream at a time. Swear around by the fire and dance all night. I wish this feeling would never end, 'cause when I wake up, I start to lose again. I'm paying for your thoughts, it ain't blood money for mine. Tell me once again how I'm making out alright. A world's for every time, memories fluctuate, until I wake up when I've been dreaming for 2 years straight.
Circles like puppets and strings. You tell me
sun shines. I wish I could wake up and leave again. Dance around in circles like hypnotized birds. I wish I couldn't wake up 'cause I wanna keep dreaming. So haunting like a ghost, blinded by shine. When I look in your eyes, you die in my arms.
When I look in your eyes, you die in my arms once again.
Only when I was sleeping did I feel truly alive. At least I was with the one that I love. But I love the meaning of my retribution was built on a fucking fallacy. I can't live with this, with what I've done. I killed you, my love, and I'm killing this dream. You can finally be at rest. I just don't think that we're meant to be. I just don't think that I'm meant to be loved at all.
We're stuck in a limbo between what God wants and what we need. An angel shouldn't see the devil. Expectors shouldn't meet flesh and bone.
Because Rachel, my dear, we're worlds apart, and that's a pact that we should keep. So when you fly apart, just know that we're not born. We all fall down.
We all fall
I can't take you down in my arms over and over again. I can't stand to see you like this as you see me.
I'm broken, I'm useless, I've lost everyone I love. So maybe, just maybe, it's time to let me go. Tonight's fighting this one. The devil, the rainbow.
I know now that by my hands is one of my loves. Sure like the devil, Jay the Rainbow. I'm not a die as one.
So that was The Gloom in the Corner with DIMA. Man, as soon as the clean vocals come in with that, I mean, it almost reduces me to tears, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think it's such an emotional song which I can just quite easily connect with. I just close my eyes, man, and I'm in another place. And if a band can make me feel like that, then you've just got a fan for life with me. But again, guys, if you do want to go and follow them, they're at facebook.com/TGITC band. Now, that one was actually a lot heavier than I remembered. It's been a while since I've jammed that one, but we're about to get a little bit heavier. Did have a little bit of a conversation with Ian that runs Timeless Studios UK, and he said in the last podcast that I did that he was expecting it to be a little bit heavier. So I thought, right then, let's bring the heavy on this one. I still feel we've got a good mixture in here today. You'll have to let me all know what you think, because I always want to make sure I can put out music which sort of want to try and please everybody. Not always possible, but I'll do my absolute best. Now, next up, I've got a band from here in the UK which features former members of Heart of a Coward, Abhorrent Decimation, Martyr Defiled, Nerve Cell, and Surfaces. Of course, this is Viscera. Now, I never know whether it's Viscera or Viscera, but that's just how it goes with these pronunciations. Now, Jamie, the vocalist, is the ex-vocalist of Heart of a Coward, and I absolutely love that he got another band started out, because I just absolutely missed his vocals. I love him as a metal singer. I think he's just the all-rounder. He's got some amazing range on him, from his brutal aggressives, and his cleans are just next level as far as I'm concerned. Now, this was the first song I've heard by these guys. I'm not sure if it was the debut one which they dropped, but I do know this video that they did was shot by Sean from Loki. Big up Loki Films sure most of you will know that I'm a big fan of his work, especially after the fact that I've featured a ton of videos he's made on the channel. So it's always great to see him working with a bunch of amazing bands. Now, this particular track is taken off their album Obsidian, which was released on the 6th of March. So be sure to go and check these guys out if you do dig this one. Guys, this is Viscera with Immersed in Ire.
Resilience, I'm resistance.
So guys, that was Viscera with Immersed in Ire. What an absolute banger. With that one as well, when it comes in with that funky lead guitar over the main riff, it's just absolutely killer. I think the thing that I love most about these guys is it's just full of the most badass groove. Probably one of the most badass bands I've heard as of late, to be perfectly honest with you. And I can't wait to see what awaits these guys. I think these are going to be pretty fucking big, to be perfectly honest with you. So if you did dig them, you can follow them at facebook.com/Viscera UK. Now, next up, I have got a band which did reach out to me not too long ago. These guys are called Allegiance. Now, these guys are a 5-piece metalcore band all the way from Singapore. They formed in late 2011, and this came from themselves when I asked them to tell me a little bit about themselves. Now, with the music they write, they explain to me that they feel inspired to express themselves with poetic verses, yet they do use heavy melody. Now, these guys are influenced by the likes of Architects, Alpha Wolf, and Northlane. They have recently dropped a Linkin Park cover of One Step Closer, which I'm really, really eager to check out. But I'm going to have to wait till I feature it on the channel to give it its first listen, because I do have a feeling they are going to put their touch on it, and the music that they produce is just, as I would say, it's just my shit. I absolutely love these guys. It's really awesome when you have a random band reach out to you and then what they produce, you're just like, why the fuck have I not heard this? This is a prime example of an amazing band, which for me, I would say, isn't getting the exposure they deserve whatsoever. But if you want to follow these guys and you dig their music, you can find them at facebook.com/AllegianceSG. This is Allegiance with their latest single, Judas.
I'll be the one to break the law. Brooklyn. You try to keep me alive. You try to keep me alive. It comes to the pain of the bed. It's my trust on target,
So that was Allegiance with Judas. That is their latest single. Not quite sure if I could really call the new song a single, as it's a cover. Could be completely wrong. If I am wrong, if the band's listening, I do apologise. But be sure to go and check those guys out at facebook.com/AllegianceSG. Next up, I've got a band from here in the UK. Now, this particular song is their latest single. This has currently got just over 35,000 views on YouTube. And for a relatively new band, that's really some amazing numbers to be hitting out there. Now, being from Liverpool, these guys are a UK, I'd say it's somewhere between metalcore, hardcore, post-hardcore, whatever you want to call it, man. These guys just absolutely throw down, and they pack a punch. And being such a new band and having such amazing production is just fantastic. I mean, the first EP which they put out was produced by Timothy James at Old School Studios, and it was just absolutely badass. As soon as they originally got in touch with me and I saw that that had been handled by Timothy, I just knew it was going to be absolutely badass. I would say this is definitely one of my top bands to keep a watch of in the UK right now. This particular song itself was produced and mixed by George Lever, and they have got a video for this that was done by Clearway Media. Absolutely badass, but the mastering itself was handled by Mike Kalajian. Really heard of those two, but I always like to give a shout out to the people that are involved with all of these sort of productions. But if you do dig this band, you can find them at facebook.com/cutshortuk. So guys, prepare to get your ears wrapped around this absolute banger. This is Cut Short with State Approved.
Society can crown all of we lessons in life. We're
So that was Cut Short with State Approved. That is their latest single, which is available now. If you dig that, be sure to go and check that out. Again, guys, if you want to follow them, you can find them again at facebook.com/cutshortuk. It's frankly amazing. It amazes me that bands like that still can remain unsigned. It's just an absolute crime. And if there's any labels listening to this, get these fucking boys signed because they deserve it. As soon as this lockdown's over, guys, I need to be able to see you guys live. It's nearly happened once or twice, but something always pops up, whether I was either working or I was at another show. It's just the way it goes when there's so many bands that I want to see, I guess. Anyway, guys, we're going to take it another step heavier. That's right, guys. Now, next up, I have got a band all the way from Italy, and these guys are on FYM Records, and this was FYM Records' first release of the year, and oh my god, does it pack a punch. Now, this is Despite Exile. Now, these guys are a truly brutally heavy deathcore band. You do find the little added touch of melody in there with these guys. If you're fans of bands like Thy Art Is Murder and Slaughter to Prevail, you're going to absolutely love this. Now, these guys have got plenty of blast beats, but they do mix in nice bits of groove in between the blasts. So if you find yourself like me that does enjoy the blast beats, but also enjoys the core aspect of it, to break it up ever so slightly, for me that makes it a little bit more interesting, then you will dig these. And I think there's something in this band even for some of the most extreme music fans. So I hope you guys do dig this. Without any further ado, guys, get ready for this. It is absolutely crushing. This is Despite Exile with Venom.
Slowly sinking into what the dogs want, that's where we're in the thick of the bomb.
Holy shit. Every time I hear that, I just realise how much of a punch in the face that song is. Absolutely love it. That's Despite Exile with their latest single, Venom. You can find them at facebook.com/Despite Exile, and that track is on Spotify as well. So be sure to go and check those guys out and give them your support. Next up, going to come back to the old home soil for me. These guys are from Manchester, and again, they're another one of these that the first time I heard them, I was like, how the hell are these guys not huge? It's ridiculous. They've got some amazing talent about them. And of course, I am talking about Manchester's very own Where Oceans Burn. These guys have got very big North Lane vibes, I would say. Now, you do get both the aggressive and some amazing cleans with these guys. It's not your stereotypical type of clean that you get from a lot of bands. Very, very unique, and it just simply has to be heard. Now, the guitarist from this band even got pulled up on stage at a North Lane show. I've seen the video on YouTube. They're literally shouting out people in the crowd if anyone knows the next song, because I think it was a show where they were like, right, let's pull random guitarists out of the crowd. And he got up on stage with them, and honestly, you literally would have thought that he'd been in the band, because he just absolutely nailed it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Where Oceans Burn and North Lane collab at some point. So I'd definitely love to hear that. If you had to put these into any ballpark of genres, it's somewhere in between gent and metalcore, but frankly, it just kicks serious ass. Now, currently these guys are clocking just over 10,000 monthly Spotify listeners, and again, for a really new band, that is just amazing. And most of their listeners are coming from the USA and Australia. And for a new band, that's just crazy, but it's just amazing. And I love to see when amazing underground bands like this really getting noticed. And I hope at some point soon they do get picked up by a label, because these guys really deserve it. And they're definitely going to be going places very, very soon. But without any further ado, guys, it's time to check these guys out. This is Where Oceans Burn with Shadow Self.
Where
So guys, that was Where Oceans Burn with Shadow Self. If you want to find those guys on Facebook, they are at facebook.com/Where Oceans Burn. Those cleans still every time just blow me away. I think just as a whole unit of a band, the product that they're putting out there is just absolutely spot on, professional as it gets. And I'm expecting big thing for them. So shout out to Where Oceans Burn. Absolutely amazing band there from Manchester. Now we're going to go all the way over to Tokyo next. Now this particular band was brought to my attention by a good friend of mine. There's a guy with a channel called Knuckles X Reacts. Speak every now and again, and we've got quite similar taste in music. So generally, if you recommend something to me, it's usually pretty damned good. Now these guys are called Darknet. Now they are an anonymous project. Couldn't tell you who any of the members are because it's all completely anonymous, and I kind of like that. It makes it so you're not focused on, you know, what the members look like or anything like that. But let's face it, in metal generally, that's not something which really dominates the you know, for as much as we give a shit, you know, they could be the ugliest bastards in the world and we'll still love it, because if it's amazing music, then we'll just absolutely get on it. Now, if I had to say these were similar to anyone, I would say they're probably going to be close to artists like Deftones, Attila, and Wage War. That's probably the closest I can sort of pigeonhole them to. But let's see if you dig these guys. I absolutely loved them from the first time I heard them. So we'll give this one a spin, and you guys can let me know what you think. This is Darknet with Morally Flexible. absolute banger from Darknet there with Morally Flexible. I absolutely love their music. I've only heard one or two by them, but it's just absolutely badass. Now, if you want to hunt them out on Facebook, you can find them at facebook.com/wearedarknet, and all their music is on Spotify, of course, as well. Now, closing out the show tonight for you, I have got one of my favourites from their whole back catalogue, and this is actually off their brand new album. Now, this is Heart of a Coward. Now, they've been through quite a fair few changes over the years, but I mean, these guys have progressed massively since they started way back in 2009. Now, Jamie, who is now currently in Viscera, is their ex-vocalist, so they had to bring a new vocalist on board. And to be perfectly honest with you, I at first was a little bit wary because I was a big fan of Jamie's vocals, and I thought it's going to take someone really, really damn good to fit into this band. And you know what? He's grown on me really, really quickly. Now, it's Heart of a Coward like you know it, but they clearly have progressed, and they're still not letting up with their relentless sections of amazing, it's like groovecore gent is as best as I can pronounce it. But I hope you dig this one, guys. This is the last one of the night. This is Heart of a Coward, and this is from their latest album, The Disconnect. This is Collapse.
Turning back.
So guys, that was Heart of a Coward with Collapse. If you're not already following those guys, you can find them at facebook.com/Heart of a Coward official. If you made it to the end of the show, thank you very, very much for staying with it. Really, really appreciate all of you guys that are taking the time while we've got this period of lockdown to check out some new music, or even music you've heard before, just literally to just stay here with the podcast and just rock the fuck out, man. Really appreciate that. So thank you very much. If you want to follow any of my other content which I do produce, you can find everything at FYMREACTS.com. It's got all of my social media details on there. But thanks very much for listening, guys. I'll be seeing you in the next show, so I'll catch you soon. Cheers.